previously on We Need to Talk About This podcast.
Right now, I don't know how I've done it, but my Instagram Explore page is literally curated to just like black hair. Like, I get tutorials, I get the reels, I get post suggestions, I get all those little algorithm things curated to black hair. Somehow, I don't know how I've done it, but my Explore page is blackity black, black, black.
Yes! Girl, remember, we've been on Instagram for a long time. Remember when, like, there was that era where it was just certain colored individuals, and that was the aesthetic, and, like, even with the eyes, like, how they had those, like, eye things that you do different... And I always felt like, oh, like, everyone always has green eyes, blue eyes, but now things have turned so that, like, more people are being represented, like, not just with eyes, but hair, hairstyles, outfits, body types, everything.
Well, one person that I constantly go back to is EC, or African Beauty.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I don't believe we have the same hair texture or type, but she just has really good videos, and she's like very detailed. I'm also a bio major right now, and she uses lots of science to help you understand what she's explaining. So for someone like me who may not have her hair type, I can still understand the science behind how to find what works for my hair type. So I definitely would shout her out. I don't think I follow really anyone specific. I just, if I see that you're a black woman and you're giving out information, I immediately like your video. Support. Got to get you guys on that algorithm.
Helping the girls, of course.
Yes, I like that video, whether it helped me or not, just to support. But I really look for people who kind of had my hair type, which was hard because you don't see a lot of 4C representation, just because our hair texture is the kinkiest and it's super detailed. We need lots of TLC for our hair. So I guess that's why I would say I would really refer back to my cousin. I gained a lot of insight from her. But whoever I saw on YouTube, just, I took it as much as I can, and then I, for the most part, was just out there on my own.
Yeah, that, what I think is so crazy about that too is that, like, a lot of people who put 4C in the title don't actually have 4C hair. And I think that's what makes it even harder for us to find our community. Like, I understand that the curl type chart is made up by someone. Like, honestly, it's subjective, whatever. But it's like, how come everybody has 4C hair, but when I'm watching the video, it's 3 types, it's B types, A type. I'm like, this is not it. We are not the same. So girl, like, how do you sift through and actually find?
No, okay, I definitely might have too much time on my hands because I watch y'all's videos a bit through. I do. I invest some time. Like I said, support the channel. But let's talk about it, because a lot of people, and I don't want to say this in any type of way that may offend you, because like you said, the chart it's very broad, but a lot of people are using 4C for clickbait.
Ooh.
I feel like a lot of y'all may not have actually encountered 4C hair in real life, so you may believe that your hair is 4C because of its curl pattern and compared to what you've seen. But truly, honestly, being someone who has the tightest curls, like I'm talking about, if I put my head in water, I am going to get curls this big, like this big. Like, you would never know this hair goes down my back.
Yeah.
Like, you would never know. That is hard to see. But again, I can't really blame anyone just because we've never had this much representation. So there's going to be a period of time where it's hard for us to differentiate. But I feel like a lot of people do know, like, hey, I've seen 4C hair at least on YouTube, And I can definitely tell that my spiral isn't the same as this kink, you know? But I feel like people are throwing it out there because they know, especially 4C girlies are desperate for, you know, some guidance and some representation. So if you know, and you're still putting 4C, quite honestly, shame on you. But for everyone who may just think, or, you know, has a mixture, because that's true, we have mixtures in our heads, you know, like some people's are just looser in the front or on the sides or in the back. It's just really hard to be able to say, like, hey, you don't, because to be honest, most of us are interacting through social media. So it's like, how are you going to tell me if you've never been here with my head? But at the same time, a lot of y'all should know.
Yeah. It's giving 3, it's giving maybe 3C, but I feel you, like, we have so many textures that, like, someone may feel like, okay, well, this section of my hair is 4C, so I'm not technically lying, but I feel you on, like, people using it for clickbait. And that's why, I think what you do is so important, of, like, sifting through and, like, finding the people who are even underrated. Because another thing I've noticed is that, like, within the natural hair community, we tend to gravitate towards hair that is aspirational. How do you know if you're low porosity or high? Because I've seen these videos where it says, like, take a strand, put it in, like, a cup of water, and if it floats, you're, like, either high or low, and if it sinks, then you're the other one. So I don't know, like, how do you know?
So I tried that cup method, and I actually saw a post that was like, hey, this isn't as informative just because of, like, if you have product on your hair, it's going to react differently. If your hair was dry, if your hair is moist. So they were like, it can work, but not really. So I was like, okay. So how I was able to determine my porosity was in the shower. So if you can, for example, imagine yourself going underwater. If your hair is in an afro and you go underwater, and then when you come up, your hair is going to elongate and almost stretch down your back, or stretch, and it's not going to be like in an afro shape for the most part when you come back up. Most likely you have high porosity hair, because the minute that water touched, it was able to go straight into your hair. So you just went in and your hair is right there laying on your back, for example, compared to someone with low porosity hair who can actually go underwater or stick their head in water for a little bit, and it's going to start reverting and it's going to be slow, but their hair is not going to be completely soaked. You'll be able to see water droplets actually on their hair because water is not penetrating the hair shaft. So I was like in the shower and I'm like, okay, I wet my hair, but I can see the beadlets of water on my hair, and I'm like, that water is not instantly entering my hair shaft. So I know for a fact I'm low porosity. And then I also tested this because hot water, honestly, when I think of wash day, I think that's the science behind our hair. Like, because on wash day, you are going through practically every state of your hair, and especially if you're going to end with the stretching.
I know you want to hear the rest. Go ahead and check out We Need to Talk About This podcast, available on all major streaming platforms. Links are in the description, and I'll see you there. Bye.